same shit again. What you got?
You up in my label.
Been in the label. Your piece was always my piece. Now I got Crown Piece too. We keep having the same conversation, but you don't want to hear me. Everything you have is something that I gave you. You hear what I'm saying, baby brother? You don't own shit. You're renting from me, Lou. I've bought and I've sold you 100 times over, son. Well, you just too up in your own shit to see it.
Was I up in my own shit last night? When I lit up them Jersey motherfuckers? Or was I up in my shit when you had me hit Canansburg? Because I for damn sure wasn't up in my shit when we put down Scrap.
No, I put down Scrap, nigga. You didn't have the heart for it. Come on. You wanna know something, Lou? I fucked that shit up. Scrap wasn't no snitch. It was his damn mama. Yeah, hitting him like that was a mistake. And I gotta live with that, Lou. I gotta accept that loss, and I gotta move the fuck on. Could you do that? Huh? Could you carry that nigga? Because that's the job. That's what I do. Because if I don't do that, y'all don't eat. We keep doing this, Lou. Going over the same shit, talking the same talk. Then you're done and you're gonna walk away. It's just noise, Lou. Shit that you say to make yourself believe something gonna happen that ain't never gonna happen. You ain't going nowhere because there ain't nowhere for you to go. You know, I keep waiting for you to figure it out, Lou. To see what's as obvious as a nose on your motherfucking face, but you ain't never gonna see it. So I'm gonna have to say it out loud for you. So we can stop having these fucking talks because I'm tired. So let me make a play. Let me make this shit real simple. I own you, nigga.
So y'all saw that, right? This here, words of advice, you hear me? If you don't ever want to be in that type of position, well, you gotta get talked to like you a child, or get handled like you a child. You hear me? And you gotta boss up. You hear me? Cause there's only two ways to go about this. You dig? And it's either you gonna be a worker or you gonna be a boss, right? And to be a boss, what is that? I mean, you gotta own shit. You gotta have shit. You know what I'm saying? If you don't own nothing, you don't have nothing, then my nigga, you working for somebody, right? So I'm gonna tell y'all this right here, okay? Plain and simple, real easy, right? You wanna be the boss, then that means you gotta take and put in the necessary time. You gotta take the losses. You gotta take hold up. You gotta be able to lose that time. You gotta be able to shed that blood. You gotta take them losses. You gotta make all the necessary sacrifices. You know what I'm saying? That it take to be a boss. You hear me? Cause if you think that shit is just easy like that, it ain't, my nigga. And if you ain't built for that, then you need to stay in line. You know what I'm saying? You need to stay in line. Cause if not, then you already know where that go. You hear me? Can't bite the hand that feeds you, my nigga. So if you ain't the one feeding, you getting fed, then you need to stay in line. You hear me? On the real. If you don't want to be handled like that, then you gotta boss up. It's as simple as that. But like I said, it ain't easy being a boss. It come with a lot. You hear me? What that saying is, heavy the head with a crown or whatever like that. You hear me? Y'all know what I'm saying if I say it wrong. But all that saying is, you gotta take the good with the bad. You hear me? You have to do some shit that you don't want to do. You gonna have to do some shit that you ain't comfortable with. But you gotta step out your comfort zone to be a boss. You hear me? Some decisions, it might seem like, damn, it's a hard decision to make, but you gotta make them hard decisions. And everybody can't do that. You hear me? So it's best that you be real with yourself, and if you know that you can't do that, then stay in the worker position. You hear me? Because it's gonna come a time when you're gonna have to make that hard decision. You hear me? Y'all heard what she said, huh? I gotta live with that. And that's real shit. Some shit that you do, you just gotta live with it and keep going. That's just the game. You hear me? That's the game. And if you know you ain't capable of doing that, then you need to just keep on working. So you don't have to make them hard decisions. In life, you always gotta make decisions. But when you step to that next level, those decisions there, some of them you gotta live with it. You hear me? And you can't let it stop you. You can't let it deter you. You gotta keep going. I don't care if it happened to be you had to whack your mama because she was about to tear down everything you built. Who would want to kill a mama? But if your mama was threatening everything that you built, that you worked hard for, what would you do? If you want to stay the boss, you're going to kill your mama. You hear me? Sounds simple, huh? But it ain't. You hear me? When you got that gun in your hand, and you looking at this motherfucker in the eyes, you looking at him with that life, when you pull that motherfucker out, that decision had to be made 10, 15 minutes ago. It's over with. You hear me? No turning back. You hear me? For real. That's why I be trying to tell niggas, it ain't for everybody. You hear me? This shit is not for everybody, bro. Some people, they think that shit like some simple shit just whoop. It ain't like that. You hear me? It's a lot go on with putting that work in. You hear me? It's a lot go with it and a lot come with it. You hear me? And they got consequences and repercussions for all of it. But I'm telling you, one thing I can tell you for sure, if you pull that motherfucker out, you better use it. And don't be scared. You can't change what's been done. You hear me? Once it's done, it's done. You gotta keep pushing forward. You hear me? No looking back. That's stepping in the shoes of a boss. You hear me? I'm out.